What is going on, Buckeye Nation? We are back again with another episode of Walks Buckeye Talks. We're gonna break down the Michigan State win, our first Big Ten victory, and then we're gonna dive into Iowa, another formidable opponent that has given us some trouble, like in recent memory. So I'm excited for this episode, man. It's a big time game. It's a game that's gonna test your ticker, if you know what I mean. Before we get started, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. But let's dive into it, man. Let's dive into Michigan State versus the Ohio State University. Thought it was a pretty good game. Wasn't the best, but man, you leave that situation. It's 38-7, and it probably could have been way more. You know what I mean? You definitely feel good about a victory, man. You always can get better and grow. But I like what I saw, man. I really did. I love this Chip Kelly offense, man. It's just so much variety to it. And I just love that we just getting the ball out quick and the edges. And man, I think what set the tone of this game was our downfield blocking. Like those receivers are blocking their butts off, man. That perimeter block, it was physical. You could like feel their presence out there. Like it was a man. I love that about our team, man. I feel like the whole team was just physical that night. I feel like Michigan State tried to go there with us, and we was like, we're not that team. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to out physical us, and we were just physical to the punch, man, from the jump. Like even Will Kazmarek with the penalty. I didn't think it was a sportsmanlike conduct penalty. I thought he was doing his job, but it was physical. You know what I mean? I love that about this team. The perimeter blocking has been excellent. And we got so many weapons, man. It's so many weapons. And I just love how the offense worked. It was, we got a penalty, so the first drive got kind of stalled with we had to get a field goal because it marked us back 15. We were like on a five, marked us back 15, and we was already on the goal. So we got a field goal. We settled for a field goal, and then I feel like the next drive, it was like defense got it back, and we just started driving, man. And Will, man, he's doing what he's supposed to do. I know I've been hearing it all this week, and that's why I was just waiting to see the atmosphere of the fan base and everybody. And I mean, you get mixed reviews. Well, he's this, and well, we haven't seen him throw it down the field, and uh, he threw in the coverage. Well, I do think his eyes tricked him. I think he thought the defense was going to be in one spot, and you can kind of tell he even when he threw it, it was like, oh shoot, you know what I mean? Like I think we all, if you play sports, you all have had that oh shoot moment where it's like I shouldn't have been there, or I shouldn't have did that, and I feel like he knew that, but I think his eyes played a trick on him. I feel like the that route was open previously. I feel like we hit that previously. I think it was like a curl flat route. It seems like that, but it's like they were playing cover two. And I don't think he saw the corner or the linebacker. I think his eyes. I'm pretty sure he thought the corner was going to stay with Jeremiah. Jeremiah did was went deep, and the corner kind of baited him, and then the linebacker kind of got him too. So sometimes the defense wins, man. Now you don't want to see that all the time, but I just think it was one of those things where if he can have it back, he see it different. And then a lot of people thought the end zone trip when we before we scored to G Scott on fourth down, the safety should have picked it. But down in that end zone, man, it's hard to see. So I just think sometimes he just has to be better. You know what I mean? He's not perfect. I think sometimes our judgment is based off of CJ Stroud. And the sad thing about this is we never appreciated CJ Stroud until we had to go play without him. Then it's like every quarterback, we expect him to be like that. No, CJ Stroud took care of the ball. Like he didn't really throw picks. He was cautious. He read like he was great. He's great now in the NFL. And with Kyle McCord, and as you see with Will Howard, like not everybody's CJ Stroud. Even though he's a vet, as a senior, it seems like he's learning and he's getting more comfortable. And I like how he stands in the pocket. I want to see him run more. Like when you look at his film with Kansas State, he was mobile. Like he was running. I know the Big 12 was different than the Big 10, but he was mobile. He was running. He was picking up big chunks of yards. So I'm interested to see like if you don't feel comfortable in that pocket, man, and instead of forcing a ball or you feel like you're getting pressured, man, take off. Like we all wanted CJ Stroud to do that, or even Kyle McCord. Like just take off. Get us seven. Give us like I don't know, man. Fields. I love when Fields did that, man. You know, JT did it, but sometimes you need that just to kickstart the offense, keep it going. So, but I thought Will played pretty good, man. Like I think he had what, one touchdown, uh, like a buck 50, 250 interception. But I mean, he was getting the ball out. Some of those throws were darts. You know, two touchdowns. Matter of fact, he threw one to Mecca on fourth and five. He threw a crossing pattern. The ball placement was perfect. Like you're gonna need to you're gonna need to throw like that against Iowa. Like the ball placement is gonna be key. Like man, I thought he balled. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what people expect, man. I think they expect 350, six touchdown. Like that's probably never going to be him. But I don't think the offense needs him to be that way. You just need to get it to your playmakers. That's one thing I will say is different. Like the yard after catch, Carnell, like he's like making people miss, and how athletic and physical Jeremiah is and Omeka. Like sometimes you just need to get it to your playmakers with that perimeter blocking and get out the way, man. I love how he played. The offense just was in a good groove. Like I feel like they could have scored 100 if they really wanted to, honestly. And I didn't think Michigan State defense was that bad. Like I really think the Michigan State defense was pretty solid. And but I thought Will played good. The receivers played good. Emeka had a couple of drops, which is weird. Maybe he was hearing footsteps because he was taking a hit. He was taking some beatings in there for a couple of nice hits. But uh, Jeremiah, I mean, do we have to talk about that dude, man? That dude is, man. I've never seen a freshman like that, man. Him and the Rod Williams kid. I've been watching college football all my life, man. I've never seen true freshmen like those two, but especially Jeremiah. Like that's big time football, man. But he's special, and I think the secret weapon this weekend is going to be Cardinal Tate. I really do. I think he's going to make some big plays for us, especially going deep. But I'll get to that segment in a minute. But overall, I think the offense played good. I thought the offensive line balled out. Thought it was clean. I thought we ran it when we needed to run it. It didn't look like we were getting pushed back. They protected Will all night. So, man, I know people grade hard and people expect certain things, but I gave Will like a B. You know what I mean? If I was giving out grades, I give him like a B. Wasn't perfect, but he made some good throws, like that slot fade. I think in the first quarter, first half at least, that crossing powder was a good throw. Like he made some decent throws, man. So credit to him. Even the one to Jeremiah, like I like that he put it up there so his guy can go get it. And so I don't know. I think people are just really too hard for his fourth game playing with this offense. He had to learn a whole new offense. I don't think he's doing that bad, man. But I think the key is to continue getting better. Yes, people are going to start sitting on the short routes, the short intermediate routes, the NFL type routes because this is like our bread and butter right now. I think it's something that just gets us in a rhythm offensively. It's always, if you notice that about Ryan Day's offense, he starts with a little hitch route or a comeback route or a curl route to kind of get us started, and then we kind of get it going. And that's how how he gets his rhythm with his quarterback. So if he continues being good at those intermediate throws, I think the downfield stuff will come. I don't think he's going to be C.J. Stroud esque, but I do think he's a gamer. I think he's going to put in the work, and I think they'll hit some deep shots, especially bigger the games come, and I think it'll get there, man. I just think because you don't see it, you only can do what the coaches ask you to do, or if what the defense dictates you to do. Also, if they're going to give you a 10 yard hitch to give us a first down, why go deep? If we can throw it to the flats and our perimeter blocking is good and we picking up 7 to 10 every time, like why throw it deep? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Can he throw it down? Yeah, I think he will. And I think we'll see more of it as the games continue growing because once the defense uh, uh, coaches have more film, obviously they're going to know, okay, they like this route and this formation. But it's Chip Kelly is a master at doing different things. But like I said all along, if we can run the ball, it don't matter because they're gonna have to stop the run. That two-headed monster, you can stop the pass, but if you can't stop that running attack, we'll run it down your throat. So I think that's the difference between this team and our offensive line is just better. You can tell it's better than last year. That right side that left side is lethal. And we just got to continue this growing and getting better and moving people back. It'll be a huge test this weekend. But I thought the offense overall played really well. It was clicking on all cylinders. Even when Devin Brown threw a touchdown to Jeremiah, it was just the offense was clicking. I don't have a fear about them. On the defensive side, been hearing a lot of chatter about the defense over social media and different podcasts. And I don't think the defense played bad. Coming into it, I thought Michigan State would get some chunk plays, like I've said previously in my videos. Aiden Childs he has a cannon, man. Like he's a good quarterback, and I knew they were going to get some chunk plays. But if you notice, uh, percentage wise, as far as their red zone percentage, they're like really low, so they don't score a lot of touchdowns. So if I was a defensive coach, I would say, keep them from. You can go to 20-20. I know our offense is going. They're not going to kick field goals because they're not going to beat us kicking field goals, and I'm going to keep you out the end zone. And I'm not saying that was his plan, but it seemed like that was going into it. I see a lot of off coverage, trying to prevent the big plays. Uh, I think you kind of play towards the percentage at times. I think they look at those things and they say, "Hey, they're a very terrible team when it comes to actually put in the end zone. The only way they put in the end zone unless you throw it over the top of your head. What's prevent that? Was play good defense from the 20 to the 20, and we'll see if they can punch it in. They never did. They did one time over a bad play by us, by a turnover by Will Howard, but that was it. You know what I mean? When they got to the 20, it was a turnover, or we stopped them on fourth down. So I thought the defense played within themselves. I thought the pass rush got home when it needed to. I thought our D line played a lot better than when they played against Marshall, and we didn't have Tyleek. So overall, I thought the defense played pretty good. Yeah, I know people have been talking about Igbinosa and about his coverage and why we were playing so far off in our linebackers. And yes, I'm here all for it. You know what I mean? But I think Sonny, the more reps he gets, the better you get. I do think he is still a work in progress when it comes to linebacker. I think Cody Simon played well enough. They're always going to be at a disadvantage to me personally. Ohio State's been like this for since Ryan Day took over linebackers and coverage. That's a very hard thing to do. Until you start recruiting better linebackers, you're going to deal with that. But I don't think they're terrible. They will get better. And a lot of the routes that if you notice, like one with the tight end fumbled on that play, Sonny got picked. There's nothing he can do about that. It was a rub route. He got picked, so he it created space. Like it wasn't like a guy just beat him off the line. Like I think some people have to realize that before they get so. I don't know what they expect. I think they want our defense to hold people to 50 yards rushing and 50 yards passing. Don't go past the 50-yard line. Like that's unrealistic in college, especially how the rules are. Like they're gonna give up some. Like Michigan State scored 7. I I bet they scored more than 7 against any team on our schedule from now on. Like I bet money on that. Like I feel like we did our job and we're creating turnovers. If you notice, I said in my previous videos, the next step for defense is create turnovers. We have to create more turnovers. But other than that, I think this Iggy has to continue getting better, use his physicality, use his hands more, and just make plays, man. It's hard to be a corner out on the island. It's one of the hardest positions to play, but I have trust in Iggy, and if he don't get the job done, I feel like Jeremiah Matthews can fit right in, or move Jordan Hancock, or move Iggy to the inside. I don't know. But I think Iggy physicality and he should play more press man. Hopefully we'll see that against Iowa. But all in all, I thought the defense played well. I think it was a good team effort. Uh, you got a Big Ten win on the road, hostile environment, and by the fourth quarter, everybody left. So Buckeyes took care of business. A team that's up and coming. We knew that we were probably going to win because we're just a better team. But I like the 38-7, and it really could have been more, or it could have been more points by Michigan State. But I don't believe in caveats. Well, if this would have happened, well, if the cornerback didn't fumble, or the tight end didn't fumble, or if he didn't throw an interception, that's part of the game. Those are caveats. I don't believe in caveats when it comes to football. Either you make the play or you don't. And at the time, we made the play. So but that's enough of that, man. That's my recap in that. It was a good road win. But let's dive into Iowa. Before we get started, I hate playing Iowa. Like I've been hating Iowa ever since Jim Tressel when I understood football, and I used to watch those Big Ten matchups with him and them in Iowa all the time. I hate playing Iowa, and I hate them because they're so good at what they do, man. Like God, they're so fundamentally sound. Their technique is just always superior. They're good up front on offense and defense. They have good backs, good tight. Like it's just they're just They're a really good team, man. They're always a good team. They might not always be ranked high or always have top athletes, but man, they just always make you grind. And this is one of the better Iowa teams because their defense is legit. And that running back, Caleb Johnson, is legit. Their offensive line is legit. So that's a scary Iowa team. Um, yeah, like I hate playing Iowa. Like I hate playing Iowa, man. They just, I just don't like playing Iowa. I would play anybody else, man, but Iowa in the Big Ten. But let's dive into it, man. They got a former Michigan quarterback, K McLemore. He's 64 at 102, 588, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. So not lighting the world on fire. The thing about Iowa lately has been they just offensively challenged, and I think they're a little bit better. They're a little bit better. They're not as what they were like me last year, or the year before when we played them. What 2021? We played them, and I mean, offensively, they were not that good. But this year, this is a different team because they have a good offensive lineman, and a good offensive line, and then they have a pro running back, man. So this will be a challenge. Caleb Johnson is he has 82 carries, 685 with 9 touchdowns, and I watched him against Minnesota last week, and 2 weeks ago because they had a bye. But man, he's really good. He get to the second level and he got the breakaway speed. He breaks tackles. He has good feet in the hole. Like this will be a challenge, man, for our front seven. Something that people think that's our weak point, but what's better than to prove people wrong and against a team like this? I call them a poor man's Michigan, right? I think Michigan has maybe better players talent wise, but they play similar. They want to dominate the line of scrimmage. They'll grind out a 3 yard, 2 yard, 3 yard. Like they'll do that all game. They run the clock. Then they hit you with a play action to the tight ends or receiver, and then they're gonna play good defense. So this is a good test for everybody on our team, just from the physicality standpoint. Um, but their tight ends are good. I don't think they have like really good receivers like they used to. If my Buckeye fans remember back like in the Jim Tressel days, like that 07, 08, 09 area, they had McNutt, and was it Johnson Kublianis or something like that? Man, they would have some tough receivers. They were really good back in those days. But the receivers are okay. I think their leading receiver, 13 receptions, a buck 45, and 1 touchdown in the season. So they don't light you up downfield. They're probably more intermediate throws, just to move the chains and play action pass to the tight ends. So they're just really good. I watched them against Iowa State also. I actually was going to go to that game, and so Iowa's legit, man. Iowa State ended up edging that at the end, but they have Iowa offense. It's that run and attack, man. We have to slow that run and attack down. I don't, we just have to be gap sound, right? Linebackers gonna have to trigger, and they're gonna have to tackle. Secondary gonna have to tackle because he get to that second level, it could be trouble. And that's the last thing you want to do is give an offense confidence, right? Offense that's not that good, get them confidence, get them going. It could be a long game for you, man. So that's their offense. Uh, I'm expecting Jim Knowles to really uh, bring the pressure. I think our players are going to show up. I really do, man. I think this is going to be a big test for Sonny. Be a big test for our front four, Tyleek and Hamilton and JT and Cade McDonald, and like this is gonna be a big test for them, and Cody Simon and Arvell Reese, like even our safeties, like they're gonna have to come down and hit, and they're gonna have to rapping. Like that dude is big, is fast, he's quick. Like this is a pro running back, so this will be a challenge, man. But I think our boys are up for it. And the great thing about this game is at home. We're not going to Kinnick Stadium. That place is doomed, man. So I'm expecting our defense to play good, man. I really do. Maybe Caleb Johnson is gonna get his at times, but for the most part, it's about stopping when we need to on those crucial third down, third and twos, or third and fives, or make a if it's first and 10, make it second and 8. You know what I mean? Like, don't make them go forward. We don't want second and 5. Then it's third and it's too easy to get. You know what I'm saying? So we just want to make sure we keep them off schedule, keep them all balanced, and don't let them throw it over the top of our heads. Let's play sound football and no penalties. And I think our defense can really do a good job on the Iowa offense. I think we match up well enough. It's just up to our front seven. Can they this like I said earlier, it's a ticker game. Do you have the heart? Do you have the physicality to play 60 minutes for this football team? Because they're gonna bring it. You know, you have to beat them. They're not gonna beat themselves. You have to beat Iowa. So a lot of heart, a lot of toughness this game. So we'll see what we made out of. On offensive end, I mean, the Iowa defense is, you know, they always have a good defense. That their front seven is really good. They got All American linebacker. Their defensive front is good. I don't think their secondary is as good as it used to be. From what I saw, Iowa State, I don't watch a lot of Iowa, but Iowa State was able to get some passes off. I think so was Minnesota. But this is the game where they're gonna test you. They, they're gonna test you. They're gonna have to throw the ball downfield. So this is a Will Howard game, and I'm expecting Carnell Tate, man. That's the one I'm keeping my eye on. I think he's gonna have a big game. I think he's gonna catch a couple deep balls, one for a touchdown and one to kind of set us up to score to kind of put the game away when it seemed like, you know, when it's because they're gonna make it ugly. Like if Buckeyes think it's going to be 20 whatever it was 17-21 something at halftime, no, it's going to be a grind, man. Expect a grind. Don't think it's going to be, and don't think it's the offense is terrible. They just make it a grind for you. So it's just a grind, man. It's like that boxer who's always going to be in your chest, and you got to keep him off with a jab and keep fighting him because he just that pressure fighter. They just always make you grind. So but I think this is the time that Will Howard needs to. He's gonna have to throw the ball down the field. His eyes. He's gonna have to be a receiver's gonna have to catch the ball because if you tip it, it's picked. That's what they work on. Running backs gonna have to run hard and get tough yards because they're gonna make it difficult for us, and we're just gonna have to grind on offense. It's gonna be a grind. It was a grind when C.J. Stroud was there. And you know how good he was. It was a grind there. So it's gonna be a grind. But the biggest thing is our offensive line. Can we protect Will? Because they're gonna blitz. Can we protect him so he can find the receivers? And can we stay on schedule with the running backs? Can we run the ball, pick up 5, pick up 6, get a gain of 10 right here. You know what I mean? That's gonna be key too. So I think our receivers will show up, but this will be the best secondary they played. So we'll see how they handle. We'll see how Will Howard handled. I'm expecting him to also use his legs more. I think they're gonna need him to use his legs more. He's gonna be. You have to equate for him in the running game if he can use his legs early on. Then it opens up for Junkins or Trey. It's something that they have to adjust on the defensive line. So their front seven. So I just think it's gonna be a chess match early on. I'm expecting to be, just two heavy hitters, bumping heads and plays be made and defensive plays going to be made. It's going to be a back and forth grind. I'm expecting that the first half. I really do. It's just going to be a grind. I'm expecting we may be even down a field goal or maybe just up a field goal at halftime. It's going to be a grind like that. But I do think in the second half, we'll make some plays. Our playmakers will make the plays and we'll show up when we need to show up. Uh, so I think the spread right now, uh, let me see. It started at 23 and a half. Now it's at 20 and a half. So I don't know. I think I was going to cover, man. I do. Uh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I hate playing Iowa, man. I'd rather play anybody else in the Big Ten, man. I'll play Michigan 3 times, Penn State 3 times, Oregon, anybody, but Iowa is just a grind, man. I don't know how to read this team. I do expect Buckeyes to get it done though. Like I'm not saying an upset. I do think the Buckeyes will get it done, but it's going to be a grind, and uh, we just can't turn the ball over. I think we had a turnover last year. Well, last time we played them with Stroud, we can't fumble the ball. We can't give them the ball. Don't give them short fields. Let's take care of the ball. They're going to sit on routes. We already know that because that's how we get our offense started. I think they're going to sit on a lot of routes and make Will Howard throw it deep. So we'll see how we contain it. My score prediction 27-13. 27-13. What's that? 14? Like I don't think it's going I think it's going to be kind of a tight game, man. Like maybe 34-14, 34-17. I can see something like that. Like, I do think they're good enough to, put it in the end zone a few times. Caleb might break a 20-30 yarder, but uh I do think, I think the Buckeyes maybe like a 30, I'll tell you like 34-17. If I can pick a score 34-17, I think that's a good win against a good team. Uh, so yeah, that's my score prediction. 34-17. I'll be shocked if it's closer, but I'll be really shocked if the Buckeyes kind of blew them out. And I'm not saying we can't. We have the talent and the skill and the team to do it, but Iowa's really good, man. So uh, I don't expect nobody to blow Iowa out, honestly, like nobody. So uh, yeah, that's what my prediction. I'm gonna say 34-17 Bucks. That's what I'm gonna think. Yeah, I think that's what it's gonna be, man. I think it's gonna be a great test for both sides of the ball. We're gonna figure some stuff out. We're gonna know some stuff about some players. We're gonna test their hearts. And I think it's a good game heading to Oregon on the road, man. So I love games like this. And I think it's just to continue to getting us better, man. But that's my take, man. I hope you guys like that recap on Michigan State. I think my Buckeye Nation, we just too hard on this team, man. This team is really good, and we're blessed to be, 4-0 at number three. We can't comparison is a thief of joy, man. Let's enjoy this team. Let's enjoy this season, and we'll see where the cookies crumbles, man. But I think that we're a great team. We're a good team, and we're working our way up to be a great team. So we'll stay with it, man. Stay with it. So, like I said, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Everybody, comment, give me some feedback. What you think about the game? And I will be back Sunday with the recap, man. And we'll see how it goes. Peace out.